Hey, Frank, let's sit down and have a beer.
What about the last bag?
Frank, I unpacked the bag with your pants. I unpacked the bag with your shirts. I unpacked the bag with your socks and underwear. This bag, 7 months. You get the beer.
All right. But Peg, I really do like what you're wearing, although I think you should change into something a little more practical. I don't want you to catch cold.
Frank, I'm not going to catch a cold. You're not going to get appendicitis. We're going to have 3 lovely days together, despite the fact that since we've left the city, you've been nothing but a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I have, haven't
You have.
I? Well,
Lighten up, Frank. For once in your life, have fun.
do I have to?
You have to. You know why I rented this place, don't you?
Yeah, you told me. Said there was no phone.
No phone, no television, no newspaper.
No newspaper? You didn't tell me no newspaper.
Frank, there might be 6 houses within a 20-kilometer radius. Who's gonna have a paper route?
Just my damn luck. Now there's going to be something good happen, and I won't get to find out about it.
Well, the good news is we have this place alone for the first time, well, since I can remember. It's our first real vacation in years.
What about that week we spent in Saskatoon?
No week in Saskatoon is a vacation. Besides, you were there to look at office equipment. It was business.
Of course it was business. How do you write off a vacation if it's not business?
Frank, promise me something. Promise me I don't have to hear one word about typewriters or stationery or how next year's calendar and they're going to use real crappy paper on them. I want us to forget everything. Just me and you.
Up here,
That's right.
just you and me,
Uh-huh.
with nothing to do.
Well, maybe you'll think of something.
But there's nothing to do up here, Peg, except we can eat, and I guess we could have sex.
Now you've got it.
I'm not hungry.
Well, what about choice B?
You want to have sex?
Why not? Some people think it's fun.
Who?
You better be teasing me, Frank, if you want to leave here alive.
You really want to fool around?
Well, to be more specific, why don't you throw me on the couch, rip off my clothes, and make mad, passionate love to me?
Have you been putting the clothes away, or have you been reading a dirty novel?
Frank, do you really love me?
Oh, Peg, yes, of course I do. Don't I let you use my razor?
That's it. I'm locking myself
No,
in the bedroom. Frank, leave me alone.
Come
I'm
here.
trying to be mad.
No, well, I'm going to try and be romantic.
Too late.
I must have you.
Oh, Frank.
So what do you think of me now?
I'm not so sure. How about another sample?
Okay, come on over here.
My husband never catches me here with you.
Hey, do you know what we're going to do this weekend?
Tell me.
We're going to make love in that room, in this room, on that table, kitchen, fireplace.
Hi!
Hi.
How are things?
Great. How are you?
Not bad.
That's terrific.
Hi, I'm Jill, and this is Tony.
We're the Jacksons. I'm Peggy, and this is Frank. And if you promise not to tell our kids, we'll never do this again.
Yeah, your secret's safe forever.
I didn't hear you pull up.
Oh, I just had my Porsche tuned up last week.
Porsche. My old station wagon sounds like a truck. Everybody knows when I'm coming. What's that? Suitcase?
Yeah.
Why?
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 Well, we got this place for the weekend.
What?
There must be a mistake. We have this place for the weekend.
Oh no.
You're sure you came to the right place, like the Watson cabin?
Yeah, the Watson cabin.
From the Gregory Agency.
Yes.
From Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is terrible, isn't it? Really? The Watson cabin?
That's right, the Watson cabin, right.
Okay, well, this is it.
I can't believe it. She rented it to another couple.
Boy, this is dumb.
Stupid.
It's awful.
Wait till we tell her.
She screwed up.
She certainly did.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make it fair. I'll flip you for it.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's really the only thing to do. Heads or
No,
tails?
we're not flipping for nothing.
No, why not?
Because we were here first. Are you a lawyer?
No.
Well, this is the deal. Possession is 10/9 of the law. Something like that. Anyway, we got all our stuff spread out in the bedroom, and Peg, help me put these groceries away.
Well, gee, that really doesn't sound fair.
Oh, well, the deal is, if the world was fair, you wouldn't have to come to a place like this to get away from it.
I'm really sorry about the mistake, but I guess things like this happen. You know, I guess it must have slipped Mrs. Carter's mind, Cooper's mind, because we rented this place 2 months ago.
Well, that's just it. I don't know how she could have done it. We've had this cabin every year at this time for the last 3 years.
I even called last week to confirm it. Well, that's it. That's the last time I do business with her, that senile old bag.
Hang on a second. I met Mrs. Cooper. She's my age.
Well, you know what I mean. Some people that age seem old.
I'm glad your weekend is ruined.
Excuse me.
We really are sorry.
You have to understand, it's sort of important for us to be here this weekend. It's sort of an anniversary.
Sort of.
Tony and I have been living together for 3 years now, and this is the first place we ever spent a weekend together. So you see, it's very special for us.
You guys aren't married.
No.
That's nice.
Really? That's nice.
I had to say something.
What the hell does a couple who's been together for 3 years have to reflect on? We've been together for 23 years. Now that gives you something to reflect on.
23 years?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Isn't that fantastic, Tony? They've been married 23 years.
It's terrific. Hooray, hooray.
Please, no need to get too hyper about it.
I'm not going to let you try to believe that, there haven't been any rough times. Boy, there have. What with the aggravations, though, and the quibbling and the crap with your kids and the family and, oh, Dad, all that garbage. But we wouldn't give it up for anything, would we, Peg?
Make me an offer.
Your dad.
I know.
He's dead. But I still hate him.
I know, and although he's dead, I'm sure he still hates you.
Cocoa Puffs? Who eats Cocoa Puffs?
Well, that would be none of your business.
Tony and I have had our problems too. The first year, there were adjustments we had to make and some growing up to do, but we came through, didn't we, Tony?
That dope. How could she screw up like this?
That's one of Tony's big hang-ups. It takes him longer to forgive and forget.
Forgive and forget? What do you mean? We had a standing order for this place. She knows what it means to us. How could she go and rent it out to some dumb couple? Excuse me. You know what? The hell with it. I'm done. I'm gonna be in the car, and I'll be outside.
Again, we're terribly sorry.
Yeah, it's really too bad.
Tony gets too upset sometimes. He's used to things going his way. He had a terrible childhood. His parents gave him everything. Look, why don't you two go on with what you were doing? Just get back on the couch and pretend we were never here.
Okay with me. Are you still in the mood, or do you need a couple hours of show and tell?
Well, in actual fact, I feel really bad about this. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that this weekend means so much to my wife, I'd be inclined to let you guys take the place.
You would?
Yeah, what the hell's there to do here anyway?
You could watch me throttle you.
That's really nice of you, but frankly, we wouldn't take it. You were here first. You're entitled to the place.
Oh, it's because you guys are kids and everything is life or death to you. It's like, no, I'm sure it means much more to you than it does to us, right, Peg?
Whatever you say, Frank. This is your life. I'm just passing through.
You know, you're real okay people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look, I'm sorry I got so carried away. I'd like you to have this.
Oh my God, that's champagne.
It would just make me feel a lot better.
I like his style.
Isn't he terrific? In spite of being spoiled rotten, he's got a good heart.
We brought up several bottles. It's ice cold. I got a small cooler in the trunk. Why don't you just open it up, enjoy yourselves, have a ball, and forget us?
No. This is French. It's expensive stuff. It's like, no, we're not really champagne drinkers. Or beer and scotch and ginger ale, that kind of stuff.
Frank likes anything they serve in tall glasses. It's not the price, it's the principle.
Look, I acted like a real jerk, and I'm ashamed of myself. Please, take it.
That's amazing. That really is. That's not really something that I think I could do. Like, apologize like that. That's quite impressive.
Frank had a Republican upbringing. Nobody apologizes for anything.
Really delicious champagne. Tony doesn't like it that much, but he buys it for me. I love it. And I love him too, you fabulous, great-looking person.
I'm wild about you, you know that?
I know that.
Hey, Peg, that remind you of anything?
Not really.
Well, listen, Well, Lucky Charms? You eat that crap too?
That's none of your business, okay? Forget about that.
I was awful lucky to meet a guy like Tony. I remember the first time I saw him, I was at this party having a terrible time. I was with this dentist. And Tony walked in and I just knew he was the guy for me. We went home together that night and we've been together ever since.
My God, what happened to the dentist?
He's fine. In fact, we both go to him.
Oh, wow. That's just an amazing love story. That's so sweet. Why can't they take a story like that to make movies nowadays? Instead of all these dumb sex films that they make. I hate that. That's the reason I haven't taken Peg to the movie in years.
Frank's a real prude. He even found Cinderella disgusting.
That's too bad. Well, listen, Jill, we better get going. I hope you two enjoy that champagne and have a great weekend.
It was nice meeting you both.
You too. Bye.
No, hang on a minute. We can accept this champagne, but like on one condition.
What condition, Frank?
That they stay and have dinner with us. I mean, they drove all the way from the city. What kind of guy would just turn them out like that?
Oh, not a guy like you.
Please, actually, I wasn't planning on going right back to the city. There's a little town about 30 kilometers from here. I was going to check and see if they might have something.
Okay, sure, you can do that, but here, we won't accept the champagne.
Oh, that's silly.
Isn't it?
No, we won't accept it.
Frank, maybe they prefer to be alone like some other people we know in this room.
Oh, Peggy, come on. They've been together for a long time. This isn't their first night. And besides, we're going to be up here for 3 days. At least we'll have somebody to talk to for a little while. What do you say?
Well, we really couldn't.
It's just too much of an imposition.
No. It's not at all. It actually made me feel better after you guys got screwed out of the cabin and all that. We got lots of food. We got chicken, we got roast beef, we got ham. That's one thing I always insist on. Hey, Peg? We got lots of food.
Yeah, when Frank was a kid, his mom told him if he missed one meal, he could get leprosy.
Fried chicken. Peg's going to make fried chicken, and that's that.
She will?
Oh, no, we can't have you cooking for us.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, because this is supposed to be a vacation.
He's got a point there.
Oh, no. That's fried chicken. I mean, what's the fried chicken? It's like there's some oil, there's some breadcrumbs and the chicken. Plate to put the crumbs on. I mean, oh,
What a recipe. How can I miss?
Absolutely not. It's terrible to have to cook on a vacation.
Really? No. Want to say something?
Yes. How about our kids?
Oh, the kids. Yeah. I keep forgetting about the kids. No. But Peg doesn't. Peg doesn't mind. See, she's good at cooking because she's had lots of experience from cooking for our 3 kids. It's like, she doesn't mind at all.
Frank, it's statements like that that make me wish I knew karate.
Look, I have the perfect solution. We've got a bunch of frozen dinners on dry ice.
No, frozen dinners. There's no way in the world, not in a million years, my wife would let me eat a frozen dinner. Right, Peg?
Wrong, Frank.
Really?
And I'm not so sure I'd thought out first either.
They're really super. It's not your run-of-the-mill frozen food. There's this one restaurant, La Maison. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of La Maison. It's just like the dinghy dock. It's overpriced. I'd never go there. There's no way in the world. All you're paying for is atmosphere.
Atmosphere to Frank is anything more than a paper napkin.
They're really unbelievable. I mean, they make these frozen dinners. They have frozen duck and veal and lobster and fancy sauces and fancy vegetables. The works. They're fabulous.
I vote yes, and I'll take the lobster.
Oh, no, frozen dinners. The portions are so small.
You can have 2. We've got a dozen of them. They cost $18, and we just end up throwing them away.
Good Lord. $18 a pop for a frozen dinner? What are you, some kind of rich kid?
Well, I do okay.
Tony works for his father.
Really? What's your father do?
Real estate.
Oh, selling it.
Buying it. Anyone can sell it.
Frank's in office supplies.
That's right. J&D Office Supplies. That's me, Frank Jackson, J. D. Harvey Daniels, my partner. He's not a bad guy. He's got his problems, but... Oh, you should see the paper they're using for the calendars this year. It's just real crap. But at any rate, I pull down 65 grand a year. Not so bad, huh?
No, that's very nice.
Yeah, I thought so. What about you? What do
Frank,
you know?
that's rude.
No, he wants to tell him. Let him tell me.
I guess I make around 80,000 a year.
80,000. Wow. I actually make 90. I just didn't want to brag. What about you? I bet you're a model.
Well, yes. How'd you know?
Well, you're built like a brick shithouse. You just had to figure it out.
Thank you, Frank.
Look, it's a yes on the frozen food, right?
Right.
Right.
All right. Majority rules. Fine.
What a prince.
You never denied it.
I'll get the food.
And the candles. We brought candles. I just love to eat by candlelight. Don't you?
We haven't done that in years.
Oh, why not? It's so romantic.
Oh, I prefer to see what I'm eating.
Oh, come on, Frank. You can give me a hand.
Yeah, all right.
Hey. Chocolate checks.
Yeah, maybe somebody had to try them. Yeah, take them. They're really good.
Honey,
Yeah.
better bring in a few more bottles of champagne. Let's make this a night to remember.
Okay with me.
A night to remember. There was a movie once by that title. If I remember right, it was about the sinking of the Titanic.
And never let go.
9 o'clock in the morning. They're still sleeping.
Young kids like to sleep late.
What for? They're on holiday. They should get up and do something. They can sleep late anytime.
Well, why don't you just knock on the door?
No, I can't. It's too embarrassing.
Then go outside in the bushes someplace.
I can't. I have to make a big one.
Do you want me to knock on the door?
No, I'll just wait.
You got real hang-ups. You know that, Frank?
Yeah. No. I just can't stand it when somebody knows that I have to go to the bathroom. You don't know how I suffered in the army. Those washrooms there, they're like 6 toilets. No cubicles. No, that would be too much. It's just everything out in the open and completely embarrassing. I only went twice a week, and that was at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Look, you invited them here, not me.
Wow, what was I supposed to do? Put them out that late at night with nowhere to go?
But for the whole weekend?
I did. The whole weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that champagne, I'm not used to it. Makes me too friendly.
And you give them the bedroom. They could have slept out here, but no, you insisted.
I need to be near the refrigerator. When I can't sleep, I like to go open the refrigerator and stare at the fruit.
That's really weird, Frank.
I know. That's why I never told you. I have a screaming headache. That champagne couldn't have been too good.
Frank, you drank 2.5 bottles of champagne. If you drink 2.5 bottles of 7-Up, you get a headache.
I'm sick of those French and their damn wine. They just want to make the rest of us sick. I can't remember what I ate last night. Can you tell me what I had?
Yeah. You had lobster Newburgh, beef stroganoff, and veal cordon bleu.
Oh, I ate all that.
You certainly did.
Did I enjoy it?
You loved it.
What about the duck? I really wanted the duck.
Please don't ask about the duck.
Really?
Oh,
Why am I still
it's
alive?
got me stumped.
Are they gonna sleep all day? Oh, next time we rent a cabin, we get one with the washroom out here where I can get at it. Ooh.
That's really dumb, Frank. There's no chickens in the woods.
Well, I'm desperate.
How about some breakfast? Maybe that'll get your mind off stuff.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna keep moving.
Well, coffee's ready. I'm having a cup.
Yeah, go ahead. I just don't tell me what.
Well, maybe if you tried talking about something.
Like what?
I don't know. Pick a subject.
Okay. Going home.
Try again.
Staying home.
Hey, why don't we gossip? That's always fun.
What are we talking about?
We could talk about them.
Them? Okay. He'll never marry her.
That was quick.
Yeah, and she's better off because I think the guy's a smartass.
Well, I think he's really patient. You know, he sat there for hours listening to you talk about office supplies.
Really? Well, that would be because I happen to make that stuff very interesting.
Robert Redford couldn't make that topic interesting.
Really, if he was so bored, why did he accept the invitation to stay for the whole weekend? I'll tell you why. He respects me. He knows I'm a self-made man. I wasn't handed everything on a silver platter like he was.
That's not why he stayed, Frank.
Oh, well, then you give me a better reason.
You hid his car keys?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where, I wonder where I put them.
I found them in the coffee pot.
Oh, very good. Maybe now they'll go someplace. You know those kids only want to have a good time.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Peg, it's not good for the country. Everybody starts having a good time, they let their guard down, and the next thing you know, Trudeau's your prime minister again. And all that sex talk. He actually came up to me at one point. He said, "Oh, Frank, tell me, is it still fun at your age?"
Well, I got a little annoyed at your answer.
Why? What did I say?
No.
I did?
You did?
Well, I was only being honest. I mean, the kids and the pets and the phone calls and the interruptions happen to be fun.
Shut up, Frank.
Well, it's none of his damn business anyway. I mean, sex is a private matter. I don't even like to talk to you about it. Yeah, they got all this lovely, kissy, hugging stuff. That's not love.
No.
No, it's passion.
I'll take it.
Okay, you know as well as I do, passion comes and goes, but love is like a rock.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
It stinks.
Okay, we'll put this another way. When you and I were younger, did we not have some pretty hot times?
I guess so.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was passion. What we have now is love. There it is.
I don't get it.
Me either. Damn champagne. Are they gonna... You know, another thing that bugs me about those two.
I haven't a clue.
They got it so damn easy. They go to France and Italy. They go skiing in Switzerland.
Great life.
No! It's you do all that stuff now. What have you got to look forward to when you're older?
Memories of beautiful, unusual places, of romance and adventure.
And flies. and bad food and poor service.
You get plenty of that in this country.
Exactly my point. Why would you travel for it?
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Did you sleep okay?
great.
It's wonderful. I didn't open my eyes until I heard the rooster. Is that coffee I smell?
Sure is. Like some?
I'd love some.
Make it 2.
We haven't had breakfast yet. Is bacon and eggs okay with you?
No, just coffee, thanks.
That's it?
That's all we ever have for breakfast.
Me too. But if Frank doesn't have his bacon and eggs every morning, he stays totally irrational.
What about all that sweet cereal?
I don't let him eat that until after lunch because, you know, I can tolerate the crunching when he eats it dry, but you ought to hear when he adds milk to it. The slurping's deafening.
You know, we really enjoyed ourselves last night.
I'm glad we did too.
It was really nice of you and Frank to invite us to stay. It means so much to us to be here this weekend.
At first, I didn't think it was going to work out, but after Frank stopped talking about stationery, it started going pretty well.
He's really a sweet person.
Yeah, Frank's really sweet.
Once he lets himself go, he's really something. I thought his tap dancing on the table was hilarious.
It was, wasn't it?
Especially after he stepped in the duck. I thought I'd die watching him try to get it off his foot.
It's too bad he couldn't have waited until after dinner.
He's really got a terrific sense of humor. I think a sense of humor is very important in a man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, damn it, it's too late. I waited too long. Now I'm constipated again. Tomorrow we work out a system for that bathroom.
Gee, I'm sorry, but why didn't you just knock or come right in?
Because I didn't want to wake you.
It wouldn't have mattered. The rooster woke them.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you something about this place. You've been here before. This is a nice little cabin. It's pretty. What the hell do you do here all day?
Well, the first year it was kind of a honeymoon.
Oh, all right. That was the first. But after that?
Well, we sort of don't do much of anything. We kind of just hang around with each other, you know, and talk to each other, listen to music, hold hands.
Hey, I told you, there's nothing to do here.
A lot of times we just go for walks. There's a terrific lake about a half a kilometer down the hill.
So?
So we go down there,
And?
and we throw stones in the water.
And?
And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
It's wonderful just being together with nothing to do, nothing to worry about.
To Frank, a day without worry is like a day without sunshine.
Peg, that's not it at all. I just like to keep my mind engaged. You know what they say, use it or lose it.
Too bad, Frank. They aren't talking about your mind.
Look, guys, how about we go for a walk down to the lake right now?
No. I'm gonna stay here and have my breakfast.
No, we'll wait till after you eat.
No, I read somewhere that it's not good to exercise on a full stomach. Maybe there's a road. Could we drive?
That's not very romantic.
Romantic? Peg, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You know as well as I do, romance doesn't happen until the sun goes down.
That's ridiculous.
No, that's Frank.
Frank, you actually put love on a schedule?
Did I say that? I didn't say that. I'm talking about romance, you know, music and flowers and moonlight and perfume, all that crap. The love part, Peggy and I already covered it. She'll fill you in while I have my breakfast.
Frank, I'm afraid you're presenting these two kids with a very dismal picture of marital bliss.
Oh, no, I love marriage. No, but they should get used to the idea that when a couple's been together for a long time, romance just goes without saying.
You mean you take each other for granted?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. There's no pressure. I love her. She loves me. Don't have to worry about it. We don't have to hold hands all morning and go down to the lake and throw stones in it to prove it. Right, Peg?
Frank, for the first time in my life, I'm going to burn your eggs.
Maybe I'm naive, but to me the worst thing a couple can do is take each other for granted. A relationship should be filled with surprises, excitement.
Once it becomes routine, it's in trouble.
Peg, it's easy to see that these two don't understand what you and I have.
Well, I'm dying to hear the list.
We have contentment. We have security. We have trust. Our marriage, it's like time. It's endless.
I think you mean eternal.
Maybe I do. You know what? I didn't come up here to talk about marriage.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you, but you see, by examining other relationships, well, it sort of helps us define ours.
What's wrong with your relationship? You guys seem really happy.
Oh, we are, but we like to see why other people sometimes aren't.
Aren't. Are you saying that we're not?
No, of course not. I wasn't talking about you specifically. I was talking about other people, generally.
Other people. I'm looking around for some other people, and quite frankly, there's only us.
Frank, I think we're having a problem communicating.
Well then, to hell with communicating, for crying out loud. Tell you what, you looking at me, you're looking at a happy guy. Oh, and how about this? In case you want to go somewhere.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why we're so happy, Tony and I?
No.
It's because we love to touch one another. Even when we're sleeping, it's important to us. Do you still touch Peggy a lot, Frank?
Listen, if you came up here looking for a couple to have an orgy with, you came to the wrong couple.
Frank, there's no reason why a couple in their 20s can't love each other the same as when they're in their 50s.
Well, that's where Frank has you. He's always loved me like he's 50.
Why am I the one that's getting picked on all the time?
Well, you happen to be very easy, Frank. Maybe that's part of your charm.
We're not trying to pick on you, Frank. It's just that's the way the conversation drifted.
Yeah, well then let it drift on the hell out of here. I'm through talking, okay, kids?
I apologize.
That's too late.
Look, Tony, maybe we should go for that walk.
Are you sure you don't want to come, Frank?
Come on, Frank. It might do us some good.
No. If we go for a walk, the four of us are going to start talking, and I'll get in more trouble. No, Peg and I are staying here. In fact, I'm going to take my clothes off and go back to bed. Then I'm going to get up, get dressed again, and start this damn day all over again.
Oh, come on, Frank. It's good exercise.
I don't need any exercise.
You should. You'll feel better.
I feel fine.
A lot of guys your age even jog.
Age? Well, we dropped the damn age thing. Listen, I'm in as good shape as any man. What? Just a few years ago, I went for a checkup. They hardly found anything wrong.
It's your body.
You don't believe me?
Well, come on, Frank. It stands to reason that if you don't exercise or don't do anything physical, you couldn't be in good shape.
Okay. This is what we'll do. $5. I'll race you for it.
Come on, Frank.
Don't be silly, Frank.
Oh, listen to you. 100-yard dash. Come on, 100-yard dash. $10. I'll make it 10.
Frank, you're being childish.
Childish. I was the fastest kid on my block.
Well, that was years ago. You're much older now.
Listen, Peg. I am in as good a shape as any man 10 years younger than me.
Well, that still makes you 43, and Tony's in his 20s.
Come on, $10, 100-yard dash.
I don't think it's a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea. It's a great idea. Come here, look at this. You see that tree over there? Down to where the road turns off? Yeah, $10.
All right, you got it.
All right, now we're talking. There we go.
Here's my 10.
I mean,
I'm not going to watch.
Me neither.
Here, hold this.
Yeah.
After you.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Be careful, Frank. You're not as old.
Ah,
as
yeah,
young
I'm
as you
fine,
used to
Peg.
be.
Come on, let's go and do this.
This is dumb.
He's just being awful today.
Is he mad at Tony? I hope not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a matter of an adding machine wishing like hell that a computer was never invented.
Okay, kid, on your marks.
I refuse to watch.
Me too.
Come on. Get set.
It's ridiculous.
It really is.
Go!
Come on, Frank!
Look at him go for his age.
Faster, Frank, faster!
He's just a few yards behind.
Watch out for that tree, Frank!
Oh no!
What is it now?
He tricked him. He tricked Tony.
What?
When Tony went to help him, Frank pushed him over and ran to the finish line.
You know, I'd expect that out of a politician, but not somebody in office supplies.
It was the funniest thing I ever saw. Boy, did Tony get his.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Did I show the kid? Did I show him? You don't mess with Frank Jackson.
Well, what you did was unfair and it just awful. I guess the money's yours.
How about that? Hey, nice race, kid.
You cheated!
No shit, that's how else was I gonna win?
Next time, we go over the rules first.
Oh, rules. Rules are for amateurs. Pros go for the jugular.
Very philosophical.
Well, that's the way it... Hey, you know what? Maybe a later on, maybe a little later on, I'll let you try and win your money back.
Yeah, I have a feeling I won't.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, look at your hair. It's a mess.
Frank turned out to be a tiger after all.
That's your ass.
You know, I think that's the first time I saw you lose anything.
Are you disappointed?
No, just a little surprised.
Well, come on, it's getting late. Let's go for that walk.
You two sure you don't want to come?
No. Now that I'm in the mood, I'm just going to sit here and maybe I'll do 300 sit-ups.
Well, we'll see you.
You ran a crooked race, Frank.
We'll have lunch around 1.
Great, bye.
Bye.
Ow!
Are you okay?
Is my face purple? It feels purple.
You look fine.
But are you proud of me?
Yes and no.
I like the first part better.
Well, you shouldn't have cheated.
Why, does it matter?
You know what? For some reason it doesn't.
You know what I think they think? I think they think that we're a couple of old farts.
I know, it's awful, isn't it?
And it's awful in a really cozy way, isn't it?
We're not gonna take it anymore. We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our life. This is our song. We'll fight.
You've got to go to Europe, Frank.
Why?
Well, I'm just reading this book that takes place in Paris, and it just reminded me of how fantastic it is.
I'd love to go to Europe.
What for? They're all snobs over there.
I just thought I'd like to see it someday.
No, it's way too expensive.
Well, depends on how you go.
Really? How'd you go?
Well, we went the expensive way, but there are other ways.
Oh, goodness.
I loved Paris, but my favorite place of all was Mazatlan.
What the hell is a Mazatlan?
It's in Mexico.
What'd you go there for?
Just to go.
I bet you got sick.
No,
Yeah, most people get sick.
Tony and I are lucky. We never get sick when we travel.
Oh, that's too bad. Probably do you some good if you did.
God. The beaches were pure white, weren't they, Tony? The water was crystal blue and the air was just unbelievable.
I'd love to go there.
Oh, no. It's too dangerous.
What do you mean too dangerous? It sounds wonderful.
No, Peg, we're city people. Our bodies wouldn't adapt to such a wonderful environment.
You know what was the biggest disappointment? Sri Lanka. It's gotten so commercial.
Can I give you guys a tip about travel?
Here it comes again, gang.
It's all hype. If those places were any good, they wouldn't have to advertise. You want to have a good holiday? You go downtown to one of those big hotels. Check in. Don't worry about your airline losing the luggage. You don't worry about some foreigner reaming you out in a weird language.
Does anybody else want to share a little philosophy?
Everybody travels now, Frank. It's no big deal.
Well, I travel a lot too. In fact, I haven't told you yet, but we're going to Lethbridge in March.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been finalized yet. was keeping it as a surprise. Hallmark showing a new line.
Oh, Lethbridge in March. I hope I can take the culture shock.
Don't be putting Lethbridge down. I happen to know a couple from Lethbridge, and like since they left, the place is much better.
I think you and Peggy should go to Europe, right?
What for? We got everything that they got, and it's not as old.
Just to get a new perspective on things. It doesn't hurt to know what's going on in the rest of the world.
I know plenty about what's going on in the rest of the world. In fact, I'm sick about it. You don't have to travel to find out about it. You kids, you're running all the time. I don't know what the hell for.
To see it while we're here. To be on our own. To be independent. To learn new things and to broaden our outlook.
My God, if you're going to be vague about this stuff, let's just drop it.
God, Frank, what was your youth like? You came from the generation of hippies, peace demonstrators, and love-ins.
Frank was born wearing a tie. Need I say more?
Responsibility.
What about it?
That's what I was born with. Not everybody had time for singing songs and carrying signs. Some of us were trying to raise a family. That's where my priorities were. It's like maybe I haven't traveled a lot of places or done a lot of things, but I know plenty about what's going on in the world. I watch the news, I read the papers, I know lots. I'm more than most people. Plenty about what's important and what isn't.
What is important, Frank?
Lots of things are important.
Health?
Health, yes, that's one of them.
Most older people choose that one first.
Older. What do you mean older?
She means older than her and Tony.
Right.
Let me tell you something about age. 20s, 30s, 40s, 80s. Age is meaningless. It's what's up here that counts. You were to ask me my age, I'd have to stop and think about it for a while.
That's because you're older. Your thinking process has slowed way down.
Well, I'll tell you something about my age then. 51.
53.
Whatever. Okay, so my age is wonderful. And I'll tell you why it's wonderful. Because the clouds have parted. And you begin to understand everything. Every little bit.
Every bit of what?
About life. About what's important. About what we're talking about.
Well, we know health is number one. What's two?
Oh, good Lord, I'm getting a headache here.
That comes under health.
Okay, I'll give you the list. The things that are important. A good job. A good wife. Good neighbors, good friends, and a good auto mechanic.
I call you on the auto mechanic.
Oh yeah, I put 50,000 on my car last year.
Do you know what I find wrong with you, Frank?
If you value your life, you won't tell me.
Don't be a wet blanket, Frank. I have my own ideas, but I'd like a second opinion.
Your whole existence is right on the nose. Like, everything about you is black and white. There's no room for imagination or thought or intellectual growth.
Let me ask you something. Did you go to college?
Yes?
That was your first mistake.
You're a man without dreams, without poetry, without vision. It's an empty way to live. It's stupid. It's wasteful. It's pathetic.
Oh, listen to this guy. Drinks champagne, drives a Porsche, all the time living off a rich old man. Okay, wise guy. You want to know what I think is important? I'll tell you. You want to know?
Way to go, Frank. Take another shot at it.
I'd think it over first, Frank.
Inner peace.
I love it. It's a very zen beginning.
Inner peace. The feeling that everything is all right. Nothing that happens is life or death.
I'd quit now, Frank.
No anxieties, no fears, just me coming to terms with everything that's happened to what I've become. No worrying about the trials and the tribulations, the ups and downs, the suffering, just what I've become. And I'm not blaming anybody else for what's going on here. Me being who I am, a satisfied man, a man fulfilled, content, spend the rest of his days watching the passing parade. And you, Peg, are a big part of that contentment. You helped me find it, you helped me keep it, and I thank you for that.
I don't know why. Suddenly I'm depressed.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Well, Frank, it's obvious to me. Your life, it's shit.
I said shit. Shit! I'll tell you what's important. What's important is I hurt you.
He's killing him!
This is healthy, Frank. This is exactly the way I acted when my shrink said things I didn't want to hear.
Shrink? You think I need a shrink?
I think everyone could use some help, Frank. I believe in getting help. Help!
Let him go, Frank.
No, I'm gonna get him, then I'm gonna get her, and then I'm going home to get the kids.
Boy, Frank, having a meaningful conversation with you is murder.
Tony was just trying to help.
Help with what?
Help you two understand your lives better. It's obvious you're having problems.
Problems? Bedtime!
Frank.
Bedtime, or I part your hair with this log.
Come on, Jill. It's getting late anyway.
Well, it was really another terrific day.
For yourself.
Listen, Frank, if you want to talk about things, anything, we're good listeners.
Good night.
Good night.
And if you have to use the bathroom, just come on in and use it. If there's anything happening, I'll lock the door for a few hours.
For a few hours?
It was fun being young, remember?
You know what I hope for those two? Tomorrow morning, when they get up and come through that door, they're 10 years older than we are. Then I could really give it to them.
Is that what's bothering you, Frank, that we've gotten older?
No. Maybe, I don't know.
You know, Tony's right. You're on the nose, Frank. I can tell what time of day it is by what you're doing, by your every mood.
Really? Hey, it's just that I'm set in my ways. I mean, that's not so bad. It's stability. Some women would like that in their husband.
We lack something, Frank. We lack style.
Don't give me that.
We just don't have it. I don't care how much money I spend on clothes, I still look like somebody's mother.
Well, that's because you are.
We never seem to really do anything new or different.
Oh, come on. I tried smoking pot that time. I just couldn't inhale.
You know, Frank, I just don't feel like the things I do get it. You know, even the furniture I buy. I don't buy cheap furniture. But when I get it home, it's all wrong.
You had an interior decorator.
My interior decorator was wrong.
I told you to get a fag.
I thought he was, and I was wrong there too.
Hey, you know what? I'm really happy with you the way you are. But if you want to change your hair or your face, then you should go ahead and do it.
We're missing something, Frank. And being around those two young kids just makes me feel it even more.
Oh, those kids. I'll tell you how I feel about those kids. It's like they're trying to push us off the earth. They're just like, they really are. They're just, every moment there's some pretty Jill and Tony coming up behind us and taking up our time. Moments we haven't even finished with. And they're making more out of it. They go to France and Italy, they charge it, they live it up, they live together. It's just things I couldn't do. I used to laugh at my father. He'd go to work every day and he'd take his lunch in a brown paper bag and he'd go to work and he'd fold it up and he'd bring it back. Last thing he had to do, he worked in a grocery store for crying out loud. It was like, but I laughed at him and now I feel like everybody's laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you, Frank. Really, I'm not.
Oh, Peg, it's not you. It's them. It's these kids. Just trying so hard to make us obsolete. I hate young people. And I feel good for having said that. I hate young people. Here we go. It's good. I hate young people. I hate young people. I hate them. I hate young people!
Anything wrong?
Kids,
Yeah.
this is for you.
Ah!
He knows that I have to go to the bathroom. I know that he knows.
I'm sure he just forgot to unlock the door. Why don't you knock?
Because I'm not going to give him the satisfaction.
What satisfaction?
He wants me to think that he's in there having sex. I want him to know I couldn't care less, and God damn, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm constipated again. I don't have to go.
Too bad. That's too bad.
You mad at me?
No.
Seems like you're mad at me.
Well, what you did wasn't very nice.
Well, I felt pretty good about it. I got a lot of things off my mind.
Well, you know, it wasn't just dropping your drawers that pissed him off. It's when you stood stark naked on the table and saying, "Oh, Canada." Then I thought you touched on bad taste.
I thought it was pretty good. I impressed myself. I knew all the words, both languages.
It just wasn't like you.
No, it wasn't. That's true. Funny though.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. It was funny as hell. Oh, God. You know, I'm forgetting what I was supposed to say.
Well, you know, this.
You know, they
Yeah.
were up all night talking.
Oh yeah, that old thing. Yeah, what were they talking about?
I'm not quite sure. You know, I couldn't quite make it all out, but I heard the word schmuck a couple of times, so they must have been talking about one of us.
Why would they call you a schmuck?
That's what I thought.
Those kids have a lot of growing up to do, you know. They think that everything's going to work out for them.
It's a nice positive attitude.
Oh, it's not realistic. Hardly anything ever works out.
Like what?
Hardly anything.
I want a list, Frank. I'm not letting you get away with any more of your weird and mysterious statements.
Well, okay. What about this weekend? You can't tell me that this worked out too well.
I didn't think it was so bad.
I didn't come up here to get picked on you.
You think they picked on you?
Not just they.
Me?
I don't remember you sticking up for me very much.
Well, why would I stick up for you when you're wrong?
It's a pretty impersonal attitude, Peg. I mean, you're my wife, I'm your husband. We're both Virgos. I would stick up for you.
Even if I was wrong.
Even if you were wrong.
When was I wrong?
You were wrong when you didn't stick up for me when I was wrong.
Wrong to stick up for someone who's
Oh,
wrong.
not if he's wrong because he's misunderstood and tormented and picked on.
You know, Frank, I bet you have a friend in you.
I do.
You know, maybe that's what you need.
Really? What's that?
A good friend.
I was under the impression you were my good friend.
I am, but I mean a male friend. Someone you can talk to about things you don't want to talk to me about.
Like what?
You know, about me, our life together, your fantasies.
Fantasies? I don't have any fantasies. I know it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and that's that. Besides, I've got lots of friends.
No, you don't.
Well, sure I do.
Name one.
My partner.
God, you hardly speak to him.
Well, and that's why we're good friends. What about my brothers?
Relatives are not friends. They're in a different category altogether, kind of like the RCMP. I mean somebody you feel free to say whatever's on your mind.
Okay, let me work with this then. So I tell him, he tells her, she tells you, and then you do that thing you're saying, I don't want to know, but you're waiting for me when I get home from work. What the hell are we talking about?
Nothing, Frank. I just think it's important for a person to have a third party to talk to. When I want to talk about certain things, I talk to Linda Hoban.
Well, that's good. She's nice. She's a nice person. Her husband, though. I hate him. He taught his dog to crap on our lawn.
Frank. Linda Hoban and I are really good friends. She tells me everything, and I tell her everything.
Well, that's good. I'm happy for you.
And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Nice. What everything?
About your business, about the kids,
Oh, okay.
about our sex life.
What? You talk about our sex life?
Yeah,
Well, what do you tell her?
I said everything.
Good thing there's not much to tell. I wonder if she's always smiling every time I see her. Does that mean that she tells you about her sex life?
Yeah,
And how does that compare with ours?
about the same.
Well, there you go. Nobody's perfect.
Frank, our problem is not sex.
No?
No.
Relief.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're Pat.
Tony wants to leave.
Oh, that's too bad. Why, is something wrong?
Come on, Frank, don't hand us that crap. You want us to go.
No, I don't want you to go, Peg. Do I want them to go?
I think you do, Frank.
See? I knew it.
Well, I enjoyed having you here. I thought it worked out kind of nice. You know, for the first time since I can remember, I actually watched Frank behave differently. Not much, but just enough to be encouraging.
You mean he's worse at home?
I happen to be wonderful at home. In fact, I'm hardly ever there, but I would have been wonderful up here if it hadn't have been for a couple of wise-ass kids in this room who I will not name.
Frank, just what the hell do you really know about Jill and I anyway, huh? It's obvious you made certain judgments, but what the hell do you really know about us?
I think you can tell a lot about people without actually knowing them.
You think so, huh?
Oh, yeah. I know that Brian Mulrooney had his act together, and Genghis Khan didn't. And you, sir, are a cocky, spoiled kid who got lucky with a rich old man.
Right,
Left on his own devices would have been flat on his ass.
right.
Come on, Frank.
Now, he wants to hear this, I'm just telling him. And you got no drive, no big ambition.
Right.
And without the money, you wouldn't have a girl like Jill living with you, because I don't think you're all that great.
Right.
What do you mean, right? What kind of attitude is that? I just said some terrible things. You're not gonna yell, scream, fight back?
Nope.
Why no?
Because my 5 years of analysis worked, Frank. Everything you said about me is true. I admit it. But I've learned to live with it very well.
What is the point in talking to this guy? Not only has he got it made, but he's happy about it too.
Oh, well, you see, Frank, I know who I am and what I am. I make no bones about it. I mean, I could make myself crazy with a lot of the things you just mentioned, but what's the sense? These are the best years of my life. I realize that, so I've worked it out with myself to be sane now, enjoy myself, and if I have to get crazy, I'll do it later in life, when I'm your age, and it obviously doesn't matter so much.
Hey, is that a mentally healthy person? That is not a mentally healthy person!
Mentally, hey, I never said anything about being mentally healthy. Adjusted, yes, but mental health? That's another thing. I happen to think mental health is a thing of the past.
That's because you kids drive everybody cuckoo. But you got nothing to say?
At this point, it's safer to listen.
You are right about one thing, Frank. You can tell a lot about people without really knowing them. I can tell a lot about you. A lot more than you think.
Here it comes, Frank. I knew it. He's gonna get you.
Oh,
And
you-
it's only fair.
You think you know a lot about me?
How about some coffee first? Let's start with some coffee, or better yet, a tall glass of bourbon.
I've got you sized up in a nutshell, Frank.
Oh, you think so?
Try me.
Tony, don't.
Come on, you're on.
Well, Frank, first of all, you're a schmuck.
See, I knew I heard that word. I'm having a drink. I'll start with beer and work my way up to arsenic.
Tony, I think we should go now.
Not till I'm finished. You're nothing more than an average middle-aged turkey, going the way of all middle-aged turkeys. You're boring and you're bored. You come home from work and you throw yourself in front of the television set. You go to bed and you put on the television.
So far, lucky guesses.
You haven't done a goddamn exciting thing in your life, Frank, except maybe once in a while when you're out of town, cheat in your hotel room.
No, Peg, don't listen to that.
Life has kicked the crap out of you, Frank, and you've accepted it. You don't hold your wife's hand anymore. You don't tell her you love her anymore. You don't open the car door for her anymore. And you wear flannel pajamas to bed almost all year round. As far as you're concerned, Frank, the best part of your life is over.
Yeah? So what?
What do you mean, so what?
What gives him the right to think that he's so damn much better off than I am?
I am, Frank. I'll never be like you. I'm boring, Frank. Subtle, Frank. Dull, Frank. Lost, Frank. Finished, Frank.
Frank, if there's a white flag somewhere, I suggest you raise it.
Now, to tell you the truth, I couldn't care less what these two say or think. I know that in 15 years, beautiful Jill and Tony are going to be just as boring and settled as still Frank and Peggy.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's the rules of the road. It's the way it goes, buddy. It's like everybody ends up just like everybody else. Law of the jungle.
Frank,
Yeah?
have a beer.
What the hell did we do that
I'm shooting you!
for? Oh, Peg, come back here, okay? You don't
Get
understand.
away!
Thank you. Thank you. That's great. I know that woman. I know her. She won't speak to me for a whole day now. I hope you're happy.
Can I give you some advice, Frank?
No. As a matter of fact, you can't. You see, our marriage was running along just like a fine machine until...
That's just like you, Frank. All heart and soul. Comparing a relationship to a piece of machinery.
Did I say that? I didn't say that. You two have a relationship. Peggy and I have. You're getting me all rattled now. Do you not think for a split second that everybody would want another crack at it, to be younger than springtime and all that jazz? You don't get another crack at it, not together anyway. No, maybe if both Peggy and I found somebody new, it would be new and be exciting and seem exciting, but maybe it'd be the fresh new adventure that you guys have, but that's not what I want. I just want Peggy.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
And she wants all that hug and kiss and crap.
Sometimes you make it very difficult to be impressed with you, Frank.
That's because you kids are so immature. You look at what we got and you think, well, that ain't so much. But I'll tell you what, amongst our friends, our marriage is the best on the block.
You're not the least bit sorry, are you?
Sorry? Sorry for what? What did I do?
You were a bit rough on him. All that stuff about cheating in hotel rooms. You don't know if he did or not.
Old guys that live in the suburbs cheat. It's something they do so they don't have to go home in rush hour traffic.
It was a cheap shot, and you made Peggy feel bad.
Well, I was just retaliating for all the harsh things that Frank said to me.
Well, maybe you asked for it.
Well, so did he. So we're even. Now, can we just forget about this whole weekend and go home?
No,
What do you mean, no?
I just don't think we should go yet.
Look, I've just been through the worst few days I've ever had in my life.
And I feel just the opposite.
You mean you had a good time?
I had an enlightened time.
Well, too bad. That's no way to spend a holiday.
Tony, how much of your life would you like to spend with me?
Oh, Christ.
I'm asking you a simple question.
It's a dumb question.
Not to me, it isn't.
1,000 years. 1,000,000 years.
I'd like you to be more specific.
You're feeling insecure, right?
Right.
All the going on about this weekend has given you a lot of fears and doubts about us, right?
Right.
You're afraid we're gonna get stuck in the same rut as Frank and Peggy, and it's got you frightened to death, right?
Wrong.
Wrong?
I'm not sure we're going to end up like that, and that's the problem.
I don't get it.
Tony, I want you to marry me.
Maybe we should talk about sports. The Blue Jays. They just won 2 in a row.
Screw the Blue Jays. I want you to marry me.
For God's sakes, why?
Because I love you?
What kind of reason is that?
Because you love me?
Now you're just talking in circles. Just what the hell do you see in a relationship like Frank and Peggy's that you find so damn attractive?
Commitment.
Okay, I'll commit you.
You don't want to make a commitment to me, do you, Tony?
Just what the hell kind of talk is that? I thought our love for each other was a commitment. I thought our mutual respect and understanding was a commitment. Sending out our laundry together was a commitment.
Stop ranting. We are having a discussion.
You are having a discussion. I'm having an anxiety attack.
Tony, I just don't want us to ever stop loving each other.
Neither do I, but why do we have to sign a piece of paper to prove it?
Because everything changes, Tony. Even love. I love you, Tony. No matter what happens, what difficulties we face, I don't want it to be too easy for either of us to walk away.
That's why you want to get married.
Yes.
Look, can we talk about this in the car? I'll drive 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'll take your mind off of everything.
I want to know that you belong to me, that I can tell you off or pour beer over your head, that at times you can be a complete jerk, and some mornings I can wake up nasty as hell, and it's not going to make either of us quit.
And that's why you want to get married?
Yes, I want to know that years from now, we'll still need each other as much as Frank and Peggy do.
You're getting your period, right? You always talk crazy a couple days before you get your period. Thank God you're getting your period. For a while, I thought we were really in trouble.
I'm not getting my period. Let's face it, Tony. This is the way it had to end up, no matter what we planned or promised from the start.
Planned, end up. Why does there have to be an end? Why can't we just go along with things as if they were never going to end?
Because they do. There are a lot of finishes in life, Tony. You finish being an infant, you finish being a teenager, you finish being the beautiful people we're trying so hard to be. Marry me, Tony.
Can I get back to you in a couple days?
No, I want an answer now, and I'm not leaving until I get one.
I don't. I can't.
That sounds like a no, doesn't it?
No, it's not a no.
Then it's a yes?
No, it's not a yes either. Is there such a thing as a yes and a no?
Maybe.
That's it, maybe.
I can't accept maybe.
No?
Yes.
Look, I'm leaving here. If you want to come, okay.
Fine.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm warning you.
I'm warned.
I'm going.
So long.
Goodbye.
See you. Go out and look for them.
Where am I going to look? They could have gone off in 15 different directions.
I just don't think it's like Frank to miss lunch.
He probably hasn't. And I don't care where you go in this country, eventually you run into a McDonald's. And besides, we don't have to worry about them. They're big people. And look, if it gets much darker out there, it'll be too dark to drive these roads, and I'm not staying another night under any circumstance. If I want to see a couple having difficulties, we'll go visit my parents.
I told you I wasn't going.
You told me that like 2 hours ago. I thought by now you'd forgot.
A woman never forgets.
That's an elephant who never forgets.
Well, a woman never forgets even longer. Why are you having such a hard time deciding if you want to marry me or not?
Because I wasn't prepared to make this decision now.
Well, when do you think you will be?
I don't know, but not now. Maybe when I start to lose my hair.
I think what you're going through is known as the moment of truth.
What I'm going through is known as the moment of terror. For as long as I live, I'll never understand women.
That's good. We need the edge.
What if we went to see a counselor?
We will, as soon as our marriage is in trouble. I promise.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if you planned to do this to me all along.
Frankly, I'm a little disappointed I didn't.
Oh, I was hoping not to find you here.
So was I.
Don't take it personally, but at this point in time, I'm just not all that thrilled with you.
Seems to be the trend. Come on, Jill. Let's go.
No, not until you give me an answer.
It's not fair.
Fairness is not the issue.
Frank, we missed an issue. Quick, what is it?
The whole thing with male and female relationships, it doesn't work. In this world, there should be either all men or all women.
That's insane. If there were no women, who would you get to take the kids to school?
I'm not turning into you, Frank. I want everyone in this room to know right here, right now, I will never be like you. And that's the way she wants me to be too.
She wants him to be like me? Maybe I'm not so bad after all. Why do you want him to be like me?
Let's go, Jill.
No. I want to hear this.
I'm not going anywhere with you, Tony, until you promise to marry me.
Promise to marry you? What happened to yes? No. And maybe.
I'm trying to make it easier for you. I don't think you can handle all those choices.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you run that by us one more time?
Marry her. She wants me to marry her.
Woohoo! He's getting the screws put to him. Nobody gets away with murder forever.
I don't understand you. Their life will not work for us. I mean, it's barely working for them. What the hell do you think we're gonna get out of something like this?
I'll be interested in this one.
I just want to know that when I reach 50 or 60, there'll be someone around to want me, to need me.
Who the hell is 60?
Me, I've aged since we got here.
This weekend with you two has shown me how great it is to have someone be your friend always, through the good times and the bad. Someone to grow old with, get wrinkled with, and gain weight with.
That's possibly the worst commercial I've ever heard.
Do you want to know why we were gone so long? Oh, let me tell you. Well, you know I was really mad when I left, so Frank wanted to calm me down, so he asked me to take a walk. So I did. He put his arm around me, and we walked down to that little lake you told us about. We didn't talk much, hardly at all, and we just went down there and started throwing stones in the water like you said you did.
And?
And Frank fell in the water.
Tough crackers, Frank.
Oh, like I need your sympathy.
Anyway, you know, it made me laugh, and I laughed, and I laughed. Oh, God.
Wasn't that funny, you know? It ruined these pants.
Well,
These
it-
pants go with everything I own.
Well, it just made me realize that Frank is Frank. Give me your hand, Frank.
Okay.
And he's never going to change. You know what? He doesn't have to. I guess I have him forever and ever.
Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet?
It is. Isn't it, Tony? It is.
Who cares?
Maybe I'm not as romantic as I used to be, you know, if ever I was. But I do love you. And maybe I don't say that often enough, but I do. And there's no one else that I'd want to spend the rest of my days with. Isn't that love?
Maybe it is, Frank, and maybe I love you too, because I worry about you. I worry when you come home with a cold or when your business upsets you. I worry when you have to take an airplane trip. You know, we belong together, Frank. And whether that's love or whatever, we need each other, and we're still better off together than apart.
See? That's what we got. That's what we got.
So what?
Well, so I guess it means that I'm a happily married man and it's your move now.
Let's go, Jill.
I'm still waiting for an answer.
This time, I mean it. I'm not staying.
I mean it too. I'm waiting.
Hey, come on over here. Just have a seat. Just Tony, would you mind? Just have a seat here. Come on. No. It's all good. This is gonna be good.
I hope this is something you won't regret, Frank.
Are you kidding? It's got Cocoa Puffs involved. How could it be wrong? She wants to get married. He wants to go home. Lights, camera, action.
No.
Well, that's too bad.
Well, I think it's just as well. I'm not so sure Frank can take the memories.
Well, I got most of the food back in the car now. It looks to me like we got enough for another month.
Well, that's the marvelous thing about tension. It curbs the appetite.
I'm ready. You know, we've never left this early before.
I just think we better. After a weekend like this, I gotta go home and rest up.
Whatever you say. Well, Tony, another year.
Uh-huh. Another year.
Come on, a little enthusiasm.
Uh-huh. Another year.
Much better.
Look, Frank, next Labor Day, you can have this place all to yourselves. I think from now on, I'm taking all my holidays in my closet.
Actually, I think this whole weekend was like group therapy.
Really? Who needs it? I was normal when I came up here.
We came to some wonderful conclusions. One, that Frank and Peggy are happily married, and two, that Tony and I soon will be.
Yeah, I'm still laughing about that last part.
Ha your ass.
Ooh, and he's upset about it.
Sure, I'm upset. Getting married is a big step in a man's life. But the funny thing is, I'm not sorry. I mean, once I knew I would, I knew I meant it. And once I knew I meant it, I felt glad. And once I felt glad, well, I knew I was trapped. And once I felt trapped, I was upset because why should a guy feel glad about being trapped unless he wanted to get married all along, which would upset anyone no matter how confused he was. But anyway, the truth is, Jill, I love you. I really do. And I guess we would have been married sooner or later. This just made things sooner. So what's the big deal?
You know, Frank, there's a lot of you in every man.
But the one thing our marriage is not going to do is change our lifestyle. We're still going to go out and have fun and take expensive trips, and everything's going to be just the same.
Absolutely. I mean, we might need a bigger apartment later on when we have children, but outside of that, nothing will really change. Except maybe we can replace some of your awful old furniture and that dangerous mirror on the bedroom ceiling.
I'm sick.
Who the hell puts a mirror on the ceiling?
You wouldn't understand.
Well, good luck to you both, and keep us posted.
Of course. We'll come to the wedding.
We'd love to.
Actually, it'll probably be a small, intimate affair.
Oh no. I made out the guest list. It came to 250 people.
Guest list? What guest list?
While you were thinking it over, I made out the guest list.
Yeah, that's confidence.
I knew I had him when I heard him crying in the bathroom.
I haven't cried that hard in years.
And you've only just begun.
Well, we'd better be on our way. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It was fabulous.
It was so. That's the best I can do.
Catch you in the city, Frank.
Yeah, man. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Don't hit any of those potholes up there. Well, there they go.
There they go.
You know, I wouldn't want to be them. And I really mean it this time. It's like, it's not easy being young these days. There's so much future to face. I think I could go through it again.
Of course you could, Frank. You're a marvelous human being.
Well, thank you. But they'll never call.
You think not?
No, they didn't take a phone number.
They can find us through information.
No, they don't know what suburb we live in. No, nothing.
Oh, Tony could get you through the business.
And I suppose maybe he could.
Yeah,
But
well,
he won't. I doubt very much.
If they don't call, they don't call.
Well, you know, it's just that I don't like being handed a line. You know, the guy comes up here, seems to like you, and come on to the wedding, and I'll phone you in the city. And it's like, I like there to be a ring of sincerity.
Frank, you sound like a jilted woman.
It's annoying.
You know, I think it's probably better if they don't call. They're much too young for us anyway. Don't you think we'd feel more comfortable around people our own age?
I guess so. I guess if we wanted to hang out with young people, we could take the kids out to dinner. We know they're out to get us.
I really do think they liked us, though. I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they weren't so bad. So is everything all cleaned up?
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we better go.
Yep.
I can't wait to get out to the rest of the world. I hate not having anything to complain about.
Well, I hope Linda remembered to water my plants. Last time we left town, my rubber tree turned blue.
I kind of like that. Everybody's got green plants.
Don't forget to put the key under the mat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, bye, Watson Cabin. Bye, chair, fireplace. Ooh, sofa, almost. It really has been quite incredible weekend. Hey, Peggy! Peggy!
What?
Come on back in here. We're staying.
Staying?
Yeah, we got food in the car. We got enough clothes. Let's stay for another 3 days.
Frank, have you had a stroke?
No. But why don't you just go and lock the door? We don't want any more interruptions.
Right.
Now, Peggy, where were we before we were so rudely interrupted?
Well, we were on the sofa, and you were telling me all the places you were going to make love to me at. On the floor,
Yeah.
on the kitchen table, in the refrigerator. It's cool.
Yeah, but you know what we're going to do after we do that?
What? Do it again?
No. Well, maybe, yeah. But we're going to go for a walk. We're going to go walk down to that lake. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm I'm gonna kiss your ear, but this time when I get down there, I'm not gonna fall in. What do you think about that?
Frank,
Uh-huh.
you know I've always loved you.
Oh, Peg, how could you help it?